What's up, guys? So this video is going to be about signs that you're a chosen one and you might not even know it. I wish I knew this when I was younger because it would have made me feel so much more found in a world where I feel just so lost. But I wrote down a list for you guys, so let's get into this. These are things that I definitely pulled from my heart and my experiences in this world, and I just think if you can relate to this, then you may be a chosen one by God. But the first one's going to be people stare at you constantly. I get this all the time when I just literally just go out for something so simple. I get stared at so hard, and it's either like lustfully by disgusting men outside, or it's jealousy and hate from women and girls. Like, I will just get stared down into my soul, and I have to wear glasses every time I go outside because I don't like the feeling of people staring into my soul. It makes me genuinely very uncomfortable. And the next one goes right along with that, is you attract a lot of hate just for existing. Like, I can literally just breathe and just exist, and I get so many people hating on me, especially being someone that's really working on growing my social media now. Like, I'm very locked in on my social media, and the more attention that I get from my social media, the more hate that comes along with that. And yeah, just getting a lot of hate just for existing, just for breathing, just for being yourself, just for being a positive light. People will hate on that because your light disturbs the darkness in this world, because there's a whole lot more darkness in this world than there is light, unfortunately, especially right now since we're in like the days of Noah. You're gonna get a whole lot of hate, so just don't worry about it, because you have to understand that people are just jealous because you have this Christ-like quality of being a light, of being positive, of being like God. And people hated Jesus when he was on this earth, so of course they're gonna hate you, you know what I mean? They hated him first. And the next one is you don't fit in it anywhere. You don't feel like you have a home. I feel this so heavy. Like, I truly don't fit into marriage, to having kids, to a regular job, to the school system. I don't fit in, like, truly anywhere. I don't feel like I have a home anywhere. Like, my childhood home is literally like the haunted house of my soul. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I grew up in a very toxic, abusive environment, and I'm not even gonna lie, even my apartment that I live in, which should feel like my home, absolutely does not feel like my home. I don't feel at home anywhere. And I truly believe, like, I've felt this, and I've felt like such an alien and like such a wanderer on this earth, because the only place that I will ever feel at home is in heaven. And I'm just on this earth for a very short time, for a short mission to spread the word of God, you know what I mean? So that's why I don't feel at home anywhere. I don't fit in anywhere. Any type of relationship or job, I get ejected out of it, whether it got so bad for me that I had to leave, or God just like took that opportunity for me, took that person for me, whatever the case may be. But it just never worked for me because I'm a chosen one. I'm meant for so much more, and I have such a greater purpose than just the social constructs that everyone tries to box people into, and that we've gotten so used to, that have become the normal for everybody. And if you go astray from that, people think you're weird. People think you're strange, like something wrong with you, you know? But really, nah, like, y'all are the problem for real. The next one's gonna be people copy you, or they look at you for approval or what is right. I get this so much. I never understood what it was, but now I really do. This is gonna sound weird. If you don't really understand what I'm trying to say, then it won't really make sense to you. But like, people will like see me in public and copy like my mannerisms. Like, if I'm on my phone, like, they think, like, they look to me and they're like, okay, let me get on my phone. And it's like weird, like this has always happened to me my whole life, and I don't mean to sound like I'm talking through my ego with this one, but truly, like, people, if you were chosen, when people will copy you, they will look at you all the time for what is right, what is acceptable. They will ask you for your approval on things, because I don't know what it really is, but it's just like you're a chosen one. So that's the only explanation that there is for that, is people will look for what you're doing and try to copy that and try to do that, but they can't copy you because they can't copy your spirit, you know. The next one is you're sensitive or neurodivergent. I'm very neurodivergent. I don't know exactly what you could diagnose me with. I've never been diagnosed with anything, but I definitely have symptoms of like autism, bipolar, no, not bipolar, borderline personality, sorry, ADHD, complex PTSD, what else, like OCD. Like, there is so much that I feel like I could be diagnosed with, which I never have been. But if you're neurodivergent, or just extremely sensitive, like if you characterize yourself as like sensitive, empathic, a healer, neurodivergent, any of that stuff, like you truly are like an awakened soul in this world. And I feel like even though we have a lot of struggles with being neurodivergent, it truly is not something that's easy to live with. But I feel like we've characterized people who are like autistic, neurodivergent, whatever it is, as like something is wrong with them. But I truly think that we are like the awakened souls, like spiritually awakened souls in this world of so many people that are just dead, spiritually dead. And so I try to look at it as that's my strength. Like, this not fitting into this world and being seen as weird or different is my strength, actually, because I'm from God and I'm so much like Jesus when he was on this earth, and it's a strength. So look at your sensitivity as a strength, because that's what allows you to connect to people and truly relate to them and understand what they're going through and help them through what they're going through, because you in your own life have been set apart and felt alone and felt different and felt weird. And so I feel like that's what connects me to people who are struggling, because I struggle every day with things. I've struggled my whole life with things and never really understood what it was, but now I understand what it is. Thank God I woken up. The next one's going to be you're wise, spiritual, mature beyond your years. I remember when I was 13, I was extremely mature, and I was sort of raising my little sister because my parents were both very absent parents, and I was always the one to sort of take care of her and be like a mother figure to her as her older sister. And like, I remember being out in public with my dad and stuff, and people in our family or family friends, whatever, would ask like, how old is she? Talking about me. And my dad would say like, oh, 13 going on 30, and he was like joking about it, because at that age I was so spiritually mature. I don't know if it was really spiritual at that time. I didn't really understand what it was, but I was very mature, wise beyond my years, and I still am. Like, I'm only 19 years old right now, and I truly feel like I'm like 300 million, because the like spiritual knowledge that I have and the wisdom that I have, it feels like I have thousands of years of spiritual knowledge and maturity in my soul, and I know that's all from God. But I've always just been very mature, very wise, and because of that, never fitting into my age group. Like, when I talk to people who are my age, whether that's friends or in relationships, I just feel like so frustrated. It is so frustrating to try to talk to people your age and you realize that like you just don't fit into your own age group, because people my age are so stupid. They are so dumb. and they're just so dumb, and like I can't with them. And it's not even just my age group. Like, older people sometimes don't even have wisdom or not even spiritually mature. You know what I mean? Like, if you relate to this, you're just a chosen one. And there's some people who are even 50s, 60s, older, and are still acting like children, acting out of their ego, acting like narcissists, and acting like hurt little children. You know what I mean? And like, I don't even get along with like some people who are that age in their 50s and older, because I'm just like, wow, even you are like so childish and immature and everything like that, and just not wise. But yeah, if you feel wise beyond your years, you are a spiritual one, spiritual chosen one. Trust. This is my favorite. Okay, we have, you read people really well. This reminds me of one time I was hanging out with a guy, and I remember, like, I read him right away. Like, I don't know. No, I do know what this is. It's just that I'm very spiritually gifted. But I can read someone's entire personality and their entire vibe just off, like, being in their energy. Like, I don't know if everybody who is a spiritually chosen one feels this. I definitely do. Like, get me in a close proximity with somebody, whether that's in the same room or just walking by them on the street. I can literally read their entire life, their entire energy. It is the weirdest, craziest thing. Like, I remember I met my sister's boyfriend's sister, and my sister's always talking about how she's just like a very rude person and very egotistical and just like only cares about herself. And so I met her, and all she said to me was, hey. And like, it was just like, I could read her energy right away. Like, I can read people so quick. It's really insane. It's just like, God's given me such like this spiritually strong gift. I don't know what I'm trying to say with that, but you know what I mean. But back to the story about that guy that I was with. Like, I read him so fast that it scared him. And it makes me laugh because it was just something little. It was like a necklace that he was wearing. It was like a cross. And I was like, something about like, oh, like, you probably play baseball and whatever. And I just started to like low-key read him. And he was like, he was scared. He was like, how did you know that? And I was just like, like, I don't even know how to explain it. I can literally just read people so extremely well. Like, in like a first interaction, it like literally give me 3 seconds and I can like read people. I can read their energy. I can read their strengths and their weaknesses. It's like I can just like see through people. It's really weird. And that's another reason why I can spot people who are narcissists so well. And narcissists are truly people who are just like hurt inner children who then became the abuser. They were abused and they became the abuser in order to take their power back. You know what I mean? Because they didn't want to heal, so they just became these big ego-inflated people who just hurt other people to make them feel better about what happened to them as children. And I know so much about this because both of my parents were like this, and I was an empath, spiritually gifted person living in an environment with 2 narcissists, and they would pick on me. They would treat me badly for the light that I carried because they were jealous of that light. And I understand that now. I was like, why do my parents want to sabotage my life and sabotage me in any way that they can? And if you relate to that, like, it's because they see a light in you that cannot be mimicked, that cannot be taken. All they can do is just try to dim it. So that leads right into my next one. If you're the black sheep of your family and you do things differently than everyone in your family, I have no family at all. I don't talk to anybody. Like, I truly am so set apart, and it's very difficult to walk around and see people with their family and feel jealous or feel envious or feel like I'm missing out or I'm left out. But I truly think, like, if you are set apart from your family, like, it's for a reason. Like, ever since I was very extremely young, I always knew something was wrong with my family. I always knew this is not for me. I don't belong here. I always knew that since I was like 13 years old. I can remember journaling, like, one day I'm never going to speak to my parents again because they're so evil, so toxic. They want the worst for me. But if you relate to this and you feel like you don't belong even in your own family, trust that you're not the only one. Even Jesus was like this. I was so shocked to find out that Jesus was estranged from his own family that he was born into because they thought he was crazy. They thought he was weird. They didn't understand him. So I feel the same exact way as him. And if you relate to this and relate to maybe every single one of these, then you're a chosen one. Congratulations. This is definitely not an easy path. It is very hard. You're gonna have so much, you probably already do have so much hate and spiritual attacks trying to bring you down, trying to dim your light, trying to distract you from your purpose, from God, from spreading his word, everything like that. So I hope this might wake some people up that see it, or just remind people that already know who they are, just remind you again who you really are. You know what I mean? You're not made to fit into this earth. You are made to be set apart from it. You are made to be not like it. They're going to hate you because you're not of this earth. If you were of this world, if you were a worldly person that fit in, people would love you. Everybody would love you. They would praise you. You know what I mean? Look at celebrities. They do things so worldly and to promote idol worship and luxury lifestyles and the worship of money and all this stuff. The world loves them. They get sold out shows. They get whatever. They get millions of dollars. They get all this stuff because the devil loves this. He loves when people are distracted, when they are worshiping celebrities, when they are worshiping money, when they are worshiping lifestyles, when they are worshiping fame, stuff like that. But when you go against the grain and you live for God and you live to spread his word, or you live to live like him and be Christ-like, they are going to hate you. The devil is going to attack you in any way that he can. But I want to remind you that, like, the devil can never get you down. He can never get you down because you have God on your side. And it's really weak. Like, you could really laugh at the devil and be like, haha, like, you could do anything to try to separate me from God, but it will never happen. Like, I'm going to be faithful to him until the end, until my last day on earth. I'm never going to forget who created me and who walks with me every single day.